Just wanted to give you all a bit of an update really as to my no drinking. Now, if you've been with the channel a while, you would have seen a couple of videos before I went away about the fact I was going to go 100 days or try and go 100 days without alcohol. Now, I put into that video a caveat that I would maybe have a drink when I went away, and I did, in all honesty. So let's just sort of update you about that, about how I've been feeling about the whole thing, any benefits I've seen, any disadvantages, all that sort of thing. Just a quick update just to talk about those sorts of things. Obviously, I want to say hi, hope you're keeping safe, hope you're keeping sane. Thanks very much for everyone's support. There is a Patreon link in the description below, which I will continue to plug because, in all seriousness, that helps support me, helps support the channel. I'm looking to improve the videos, improve the thumbnails and the quality, and get Premiere Pro so I can edit them properly. I'm also hoping that in time, if our Patreon gets big enough, I can, use that to offset other forms of income, so I can spend more time doing this, more time getting in front of people in real life, and hopefully supporting, younger people if I can find sort of a way in to get to talk to big groups of younger people. That's something I'd really like to do. So let's talk about the alcohol. Like I say, 2.5 weeks, whatever it was before I went away, no alcohol. You'll be able to see the videos on my channel about how I felt about it at that point. Then went away to a remote part of Scotland, which actually did limit the amount I was able to drink, as per one of my previous videos. Wasn't exactly, a drinking holiday, but there were times when I did have a drink, normally alongside a meal, or if we'd been for a sort of a long walk through sort of Highland paths and through woodland and up hills and all the rest of it, and we came across, or more specifically aimed towards a pub for a bit of a respite, then I did enjoy a pint or two of the local beer, because actually I discovered a couple of beers up there, one mass-produced one called Innocent Gun, which is a lovely lager. I think they do an IPA as well, but whatever, and one as well from the Lochfine Brewery, which was called Workbench. Don't know why I'm mentioning this, just in case you happen to be up there and enjoy your beer. Workbench by Lochfine Brewery is absolutely amazing. But anyway, so I did that, and then I came back sort of a week and a half later, and decided the next day that I was going to get back on the wagon and continue my alcohol-free journey. And the real positive thing that I experienced was how easy it was. I genuinely thought that having had a week or so where I was able to drink, like I say, the opportunities weren't huge. There wasn't many opportunities to drink. I didn't drink every day that I was away, but I did have a few drinks. I thought when I got back, would it be as easy to sort of switch off the stream of alcohol as it was the first time, which was a bit more of a struggle. But no, I fell quite quickly and easily back into not drinking. So much so, to be honest, is that, and maybe this is where the little demons in your head creep in. I've been having these thoughts, and look, the reason I do this channel is to be honest with you, where my brain tells me, well, actually, you can switch it on and off like that, then it doesn't matter. You might as well go and have a couple of pints after work, because, if you can find it easy just to stop drinking like that, then obviously you haven't got a problem. Obviously it was an issue in the first place. And as I said to you guys, alcohol to me was never the problem in the same way that gambling was a problem. I knew that I could stop. Whether I could stop for a prolonged period of time, or whether I had full control over my habits, was my main concern. This is the reason I allowed myself to drink when I went away, because I felt that actually maybe trying the local beers, having a drink with a meal or whatever, would enhance my experience of my trip. I think it probably did, although that said, obviously I didn't. If I did the same trip again without any alcohol, then I'd know, wouldn't I? But I think it may have added something, not a lot, but added something to the trip. The habit I wanted to get out of was the repeated finish work, go to the pub, switch off, negative, don't get anything else achieved for the rest of the day kind of cycle, right? Which is what I was doing, which was what I've spoken about before. And I'm happy to continue doing that, because actually going, and falling back into that cycle is something I don't want to do. But also what I don't want to do is be complacent and think, well, actually that's fine, I can just drink whenever I want now, whenever I fancy a beer, because I know I'm waffling. I always think that if you set yourself that mental goal of actually I'll only have a pint if I really, really fancy one, then you'll find that you really, really fancy a pint an awful lot more than you would otherwise. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's a little bit of an update about my drinking. Onwards and upwards, keep you posted. Like I say, in the true sense of people who go on YouTube and make these, I went 100 days without alcohol and this is what happened videos, and there's hundreds of them. I've not done that. I've given myself that break for my time away. I've got a weekend away with the wife coming up in the not too distant future. So again, that will probably fall into the same thing. If we go out for dinner, maybe I will have a glass of wine or a couple of beers or whatever. So this isn't some big thing. This isn't me sort of getting into alcohol recovery. And if you need that sort of advice, if you find that alcohol is causing you a real problem in your life, then I am not the person to speak to. I'm literally just sharing my experiences of going from a relatively heavy drinker to a very occasional drinker, and maybe the benefits that gives. Now, someone said quite rightly in one of my comments recently, and it was appreciated that they said this, is that I have seemed to have come across a bit more preachy since I took time off the alcohol. Now, I say many, many times, although saying it doesn't make it so, that I try not to be preachy. I don't want to come across preachy. I am so far from the finished article, it's untrue. I have probably more character flaws, more bad habits than your average human being. And certainly historically, I've caused myself a lot of damage through negative behaviours. It might be the improvements that I'm trying to make in my own life are getting me enthused about such things, and therefore I'm projecting my enthusiasm for this sort of self-improvement, so to speak, onto you guys. And I do want to do that because I think that if I'm experiencing something positive through making a change, it would be remiss not to share it. That said, that obviously whoever's watching this video, you've got complete autonomy over what you do. You do what makes you happy. You do what you think suits your life best. But maybe that enthusiasm and that positivity I have towards those sort of improvements comes across as me saying, this is the way to do it, this is the best way to live, this is what I'm doing, so therefore, aren't I amazing? And that's certainly not the case, because I'm pretty sure that, I will proceed to drink again in the future, and I'm pretty sure that I will have other bad habits that will keep rearing their ugly heads. Hopefully gambling won't be one of them, but I'm certainly not in a position to be preachy, and I don't ever want to come across that way because, if you knew me, you knew I'm not exactly, the role model that you'd want to set for yourself. So that's that. I'll continue on. I'll keep you updated, but I'll try not to bore you too often with these videos because quite often there's not a lot new to say. Like I say, weight loss, better sleep, those positive things, feeling a bit healthier, better skin, although that's bloody hit and miss at the minute. Sometimes it's great, sometimes I look like a fucking 14-year-old again, but there you go. And the negatives are that sometimes I fancy a pint and decide I'm not going to have one, and that's a bit crap. So there you go. Onwards and upwards. Speak to you soon. Stay safe, stay sane. Patreon link in the description below. Please support me that way, and it helps me make more videos. All the best.